Calibrating cybernetics.
Talk to him now.
AT, Andre.
Come on, Dre.
Yep. Trippin with Let's Go. Woo! Trippin with Theobold.
What's your name?
Theo so bold.
Yeah.
Driggity. Let's go. Trippin with Theobold. Trippin.
What are we doing?
Trippin with Theobold.
Come on, Dre.
Mic check 1 2. We on? Let me just double check to make sure I am on. I'll make sure my audio is cool. Let me just double check everything right quick. Let me see what we doing. All right. Yeah, we good. Hey, what's going on, y'all? And welcome to the 75th episode of Trippin with Theobold. I'm your host, Andre Theobold. We have made it to another episode 75. Before we go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. You know what I'm saying? Also down below, AT is where it's at on most forms of social media, so follow me. But yeah, so we are here. As you guys can see, I'm in the time capsule. All right, I'm in the time background. Face looking kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. He said, yeah, so as you guys can see, I'm in the time capsule. Time because today's episode, I finally got to it. You know, remember in episode 66 before the new year, I did an episode on goals and, you know, what I hope to achieve or what I'm going to achieve for 2023. And I'm going to have check-ins to see if I'm bullshitting. I can't cuss shit. Oh, I can cuss. Yeah, I've been on for 2 minutes. Yeah, so I got like I said, I have a check-in to see if I'm bullshitting or not. And that's what today's episode is about, man. We're going to go back and look at everything we said we're going to do for 2023. And we're going to look at where we at, right? This is the end of the first quarter almost. You know, we got what, 2 more weeks? Maybe. Yeah, we got about 2 more weeks in the month of March. And, you know, after March, the first quarter will be over. And then we got 3 quarters left to work with. So we are here. And that's what we're going to do today. So anywho, right quick, let me go ahead and, as you guys know what I like to do, I like to always get the pod started off with a tongue twisty. You know, I grew up with a stutter. It's not all the way gone. So catch me if you can, you know. What I like to do is I like to read tongue twisters to help confuse my mouth. So when I'm talking regularly, I'm less confused, right? It's one of those weird things, right? Like if you don't have a stutter or nothing like that, it's like you really don't have to worry about that. But I do, right? So let me go ahead and start off with the tongue twisty. So since today is the 17th, Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet. So we're doing tongue twisties that start with the letter Q. So here we go. You can read along if you want, or you can watch me make a fool of myself. So here we go. Tongue twisting number 1. The quack quit asking quick questions. The quack quit asking quick questions. The quack quit asking quick questions. Number 2. The queen coined quick clipped quips. The queen coined quick clip quips. The queen coined quick clipped quips. Number 3. Quickest kissed. Quickest kiss. Quickest kiss. And number 4. Quails quoted a quandary quickly quarrel qualities. Quails quoted a quandary quickly quarrel qualities. Quails quoted a quandary quickly quarrel qualities. I don't know what that means, but I said it. Boom. So we done. See that? Got that out the way. Before I go any further, let me also go back and add in my chats to see who's checking in on little old me and the podcast that will. Not the podcast that could, but the podcast that will. So here we go. Got my Twitch down there. And I got, so I pulled a fast one on you guys. Normally I actually wait until the thing starts to go to YouTube to pull up the chat. But before that, I copied and pasted everything in there. So now we in there. We ready to go. So Anyone that checks in on me, I will respond, give you a shout out, and do all the above. So here we are. So since we're on episode number 75, and you guys know I'm a Bills fan, and I like to, pay homage to Buffalo Bills of past and present, today's episode is tied to none other than Mr. Marcellus Wiley, number 75, defensive lineman for the Buffalo Bills. I think he was drafted by the Bills, but he played for the Chargers and he played for the Chargers and who else? Well, he played for the Bills from like 97 to like 2000. So he wasn't part of the Super Bowl era, but he was part of the Flutie era, right? He played when Doug Flutie was quarterback. We should have went to that Super Bowl against the Rams when the Titans went there and lost by a yard. That was the whole Super Bowl that was the whole game where that was the year of the Music City Miracle. And that was the year when Wade Phillips sat Doug Flutie for Rob Johnson. And Rob Johnson spotted the Titans one touchdown by fumbling the ball in the end zone. And then we came back and won the game. But if Flutie was in the game, we'd have blew them dudes out. You know what I'm saying? So we should have won. To me, that was like one of our better teams as a whole. And I think that, if we started Doug Flutie that game, we go on to the Super Bowl and we win. We beat the greatest show on turf because Bills had the number 2 ranked defense in the league that year. And Doug Flutie was that dude. He didn't do dumb shit. He made plays. Anyways, I'm getting mad talking about it, so I'm not going to talk about that no more. So anyways, episode number 75, tied to Marcellus Wiley. Also, I had to put this picture up here too. This is Marcellus Wiley right there. And who's that on the right? And that's little old me looking happy. That was maybe like 5 years ago, I think. That was about 5 years ago when the Rams played the Bills, when the Bills played the Rams. Speak of the devil, Rams. The Bills should have been in that Super Bowl versus the Rams back in 2000. But this is the LA Rams. This is when they were playing at the Coliseum. And I went to a tailgate and I met Andre Reed and Marcellus Wiley. A lot of people didn't really know who Marcellus Wiley was. I mean, they know he's an ESPN personality or a personality, but they didn't know that, this motherfucker played for, he got drafted by the Bills, Right, went to an Ivy League. Hold on a second, let me fix my mic right quick. Something. There we go. Yeah, my mic started to kind of fall. I had to make sure I fixed that. But no, Marcellus Wiley went to Columbia. So he was an Ivy Leaguer. I think he's from Compton originally. He's a Cali native. You know what I'm saying? Cool brother. Met him there. Also, I met him at a lounge I went to one time. Real cool brother. He has interesting takes on his talk segments or whatever. But shout out to that brother. If you're a Buffalo Bill, you are okay in my book. So today's episode is tied to number 75, Marcellus Wiley. And what else do we have here? So moving down through the schedule. Now this is the promotional part of the show where I like to promote other things and other people. So the first shout out to in no particular order, man. Shout out to my man Stevie Brown, aka Beetle. My man put out his comedy special on YouTube. It's hilarious. Make sure y'all go check it out. Man, it was a funny dude, young dude, and went out and produced his own special. I remember when he was talking about shooting his special and all the planning that went into it and all the post production. Just it was dope to see him get after it. So I checked it out. It's funny. Y'all should go check it out too. It's on YouTube. My friends call me Beetle, man. So shout out to that brother, man. Shout out to my brother Stevie for doing the damn thing. And shout out to my other brother, man. Mr. Malcolm Hall. Malcolm Hall shot his special, I think about a year. I forgot how long ago he shot it, but he shot his special. And it's on his website, cheapnotbroke.com. Real funny dude. He has kind of a, if I had to kind of, I'm not going to say this was his inspiration, but the comedian that he kind of reminds me of a little bit is like John Witherspoon, with just his delivery and just, he has a very, very strong character. Real funny dude, man. Make sure you guys go check him out. On cheapnotbroke.com. He has, where his special is, it's Who is Malcolm? Malcolm is super funny, man. Oh, hey, what's up, Al? Yeah, how did that set do at the Laugh Factory? Man, it was garbage. Now it was I wouldn't say it was garbage, man, but I didn't move on. So I got to do another grad spot date at some point in time. Very interesting. I'll talk about that, and I'll talk about it now, you know, since you brought it up. So I got laughs on pretty much everything. I got an applause break on one of my jokes. But hey, what's up, babe? What's up, babe? What's up, T? But no, I did 5 minutes. I would say that the negatives on that set were was the material. The set was new, but the material wasn't, right? So I've done these jokes at different points in times in the past, you know, and this was the first time that I put them all in one set. And I ran it like maybe 2 weeks before my showcase. So when I got on stage, my delivery was a little weird because like I was afraid I was going to forget the shit. So I didn't connect with the audience. I didn't look in the crowd at all, because if I looked in the crowd, I would have probably forgot one of my jokes, and I'm not going to do that shit. So I did a urinal set where basically all my jokes went to the back of the room or the back of the wall. I executed, but I didn't connect, you know? So that's on me. But the jokes were there, jokes were tight. But I would say the positive thing about that set that I did was it was a very vulnerable set, you know? Like I opened myself up, man. Like I give myself a lot of kudos for that, yo. Like a lot of comedians wouldn't have joked about what I joked about, you know? And I'm willing to put money on that shit. I'm willing to put money on that shit. Like most comedians would not have got on stage and talked about what I talked about during my set. So yeah, I'm disappointed that I didn't get the outcome that I wanted, but I'm proud that I did something different for this set, you know? So moving forward, like I said, I mean, the set is still there, but I think once it becomes more naturalized and I just keep doing it, it's gonna be a banger, you know what I'm saying? So that's what happened with me at the Laugh Factory. Like I said, I'm still grinding, I'm still in the fight. Lost the battle, but I didn't lose the war. All right. So but anyways, back to what I was saying. Malcolm Hall, real funny cat. Like I do mics and shows with him. He's booked me on stuff in the past. Malcolm is a very, very, very funny dude, man. So make sure y'all go check out his special on his website. It's called Who is Malcolm? He has this one joke, man. You know, when he does his joke, man. I'm not sure if he did he do it. Just go watch the special, man. Just go watch it, man. He's a real funny dude, man. I saw him a few weeks ago. I saw him like a week ago, actually, and we were out working out at this barbershop, you know. So real funny dude. Go check him out, man. Like he says on his site, man, cheap is a lifestyle. Cheap is a lifestyle, broke is not. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, go support that brother, man. Super hilarious. And like I said, I'm proud of all them dudes, man. They actually went and filmed their own special. Like, and it's like high quality. It's not like just some camera like on an iPhone. It's like, nah, they actually had a team. They had a production team. You could tell that their stuff was like, you know, there was like a post-production phase, all that stuff, you know. And that's the scary thing, man, because that's one of my goals. And one of my long-term goals is I want to shoot a special. But it's very humbling, you know, like when I look at what Malcolm and what Stevie output, those guys, man, there's a lot of things you gotta think about before you even shoot a special. Like you got to get the venue locked down, and just because you get a venue locked down, okay, how are you gonna promote it? You know, okay, oh wow, this is the first time ever. Okay, I'm getting welcome to this is the first time I'm actually getting a comment from Twitch. Hold on a second. I gotta see what this is about, because they say they want to offer me something for promotion. Okay, let me make sure it's not a bot. Okay, let me see what this is. How do I want to offer a promotion to channel viewers chat bot. The price is okay, it's a bot. Okay, whatever. I'm not worried about that. I thought it was like, you know, anyways, I'm getting off topic. I didn't mean to get off topic. But no, but Malcolm and Stevie, man, when I was talking to them, like I knew like they were talking about shooting their specials like years ago, you know. And one thing I didn't realize you had to really think about is like buying insurance to shoot a special in a venue. Like you have to have the venue insured. Like it's something about the insurance that you have to get, and that costs money, you know. So little things like that, you know. And then, you know, Steve, like once he shot his special, he then was spending a lot of time with the editing. Like he really went through and edited and then got it right. You know, you got to have a team, you got to have people that can film it, and it's a lot that goes into a special. Like it's almost like, it's not like, it's just like senior design project, if not more. It's like a senior design project on crack, you know. Like basically the first half, you basically, you know, plan what you're going to do. You basically write your thesis and you plan everything out, and then you put together a schedule, and then the part 2 phases and you execute it, right? But then with a special, you have to then get into post-production and all that stuff, and then marketing, you know. And the part that's very humbling is I'm impressed with I'm impressed with the quality and of the production and the quality of the material of both Malcolm and Stevie. But it's like they're not well known, right? Like it's like now the marketing comes into play, right? So my next thing is like, how do you like market this to get it on a bigger scale? Because if you got the product, you just got to push it, you know what I mean? So so that's what I'm thinking about now too, you know. So shout out to those guys. And one other thing too, it's not really a shout out, but I'm you know, part of, if you're going to shoot a special, you know, you should probably watch a lot of specials. And that's what I've been doing as of recent a lot more, is like watching a lot of comedy specials, you know. And the one special I'm watching right now on YouTube is the Andrew Schultz special, right? Like here's the thing, Andrew Schultz, like I said, you got to respect him and what he's doing in the game. You know, he a little backstory in case you guys don't know the history behind his special, but basically he shot a special, his most recent special that's on YouTube. Excuse me. I believe he shot it and then he sold it to Amazon, and then he bought it back because I think he found out he could make more money if he did it on his own. So he took his life savings and repurchased his special from Amazon, and then put it on YouTube, you know. So the production quality of that special is like dope. Like I'm looking at just like his special looks different. Like the back of the special, like his backdrop looks different. Like everything kind of looks different, you know. But I'm watching it. I'm not done yet, but I'm watching it. Here's the thing, right? Yeah, he's funny, right? Like my whole thing in my book is, I'm able to admit if someone's funny versus if they make me laugh, you know? So I've been watching this special. I may be like 15 minutes in, and I haven't laughed yet. You know, I'm not saying he's not funny. I'm just saying he hasn't made me laugh, you know? I feel like, and I'm not judging it. Like I have to watch the whole thing, obviously, you know, but I feel like he he's more of like a shock value comedian a little bit more, you know. He says like shocky things. And I really, as of right now, like I said, I gotta watch the whole thing, but as of right now, you really don't know who he is. You know what he talks about, but you don't know who he is, you know. And to me, what I look for in specials are, you know, not just the craftsmanship of writing a joke and being able to like punch up stuff, but do I know you, right? Like that's the reason why, you know, Richard Pryor to me is the GOAT, you know, because he went in on himself, you know, like, you know who he is based on his material, you know. But that's just me, right? That's what I like, you know. So, but he's funny. Like, at the end of the day, his special is funny because I'm listening to the audience, you know. Like, I listen to how a crowd reacts to a comedian, and if the crowd is laughing, that motherfucker funny. You know what I'm saying? But he hasn't made me laugh yet, but I mean, I'm still watching, you know. And I think part of the reason too, man, is when people do Michael Jackson jokes, man, I'm like, dude, that shit is played out, man. You know, like, it's almost like, why do we even have it's almost like, why do we even have a judicial system? You know, like, Michael Jackson went to court, got accused for touching little boys or whatever, was found innocent, right? Or he may have, like, you know, or I forgot. I know he wasn't found guilty, but he may have like, I know he may have been found guilty. No, he wasn't found guilty. I know he was not found guilty, but he may have did like a buyout or something like that, or like paid him off. But if you think about it, just because you pay someone off doesn't mean that you're guilty, right? Like, you have to think about like public perception and how long something stays in the media, even if it's not true, you know? So yeah, they made the documentary, the boys came out or whatever, but after that, those same boys came out and said that they were coerced to say what they said. So in my eyes, he's innocent, you know? And by legal terms, he's innocent, you know, but it's like, now we have this whole public court of opinion where you can say if a motherfucker did it, and then now that becomes fact, you know? So things like that to me kind of rub me the wrong way because it's not factual, you know? He said he's relatable with his jokes. Okay, like I said, I have to watch more of him. What I've seen is just off of what I've seen, he seems to make jokes about other cultures and other races, but I think he's Jewish, right? So if he's Jewish, I want to see if he does Jewish jokes, because if you're going to pick on different ethnicities and different groups, you should be able to pick on your own shit. And if you can't, that to me is a red flag, you know? But like I said, I mean, you know, tomato, you know, he's big in the game. You got to respect him. And you know, he's funny. So that's that, you know? So, but that's all I wanted to talk about that. 'Cause I got a lot to talk about in this episode, man. And then I'm gonna skip over that. I'm not gonna talk about that. But yeah, so here we go. So as y'all know, I made my goals in episode 66. I wrote my goals out for 23, and this is the PRDP episode, right? So PRDP stands for peer review and development process, right? Or performance review and development process, right? It's a come on, Dre. It's an acronym that we use at like another company I worked at. And this is basically how you grade yourself. You have 1 quarter goals, halfway mark goals, and then, you know, you have your end year, and that determines if you got a bonus or not, you know? So anyways, let's go ahead and start off with the first thing I said I was going to do for 2023. So long-term goal. Before I do that, I got to go over my values, right? Because it's not just about goals, it's about values, right? Values are your compass that give you direction, or gives you the direction that you want to go in. And your goals are your steps along that trajectory, right? So it's best to think of values as a compass and goals as steps along the way in that direction. Okay. So my values are authenticity, creativity, independence, mindfulness, and perseverance. All right. I did this book. I did this whole little workbook thing, and those are that's what I value. So the first goal, or the first, not goal, but the first area that I want to talk about is stand-up comedy, right? So what are my long-term, medium-term, and short-term stand-up comedy goals, right? So in December of this past year, I said that my long-term goal, which is my 1 to 5 year goal, is to produce and shop a special, right? And my medium-term goal is to work cruises, a medium-term goal is something that is anywhere from 2 months, or it takes 2 months to 1 year to accomplish. And that goal for myself, or my medium-term goal in that sense, was to work cruises and get past at the Laugh Factory. And then the short-term goals are goals that take 2 weeks to a month to complete, right? And my short-term goal was to make contact with a cruise agent. So let's see how we did. Okay, boom. So am I bullshitting, or am I on track? That's pretty much what we're doing right now, right? So when it comes to the 1 to 5 year special part, I would say that I'm barely on track, right? So I'm watching more specials to kind of like, just absorb what people are doing, as I should always be doing. I've networked with people who have produced specials and put out their own specials. So that's something that I've done. And I've revamped my comedy writing process, right? So now I'm able to come up with an hour pretty quick. I think I could probably, if I really pushed it, I could probably come up with a new hour in like 4 months, right? But that's where I think I'm at right now, right? So with that, I would say that, I have the tools or the makings to produce and shop my own special, right? So now what I need to do is I need to come up with a detailed plan, right? I've already identified, I actually know 3 camera people. I know 3 like production teams that if I said, look, I got a venue, I got an hour, let's draw up some paperwork, let's work out a deal for how much, like, let's actually talk numbers and finances. So I actually have 3 production team, or 3 camera teams, or 3 camera crews. So probably the next step is to get a plan, put a plan together, identify or contact those camera crew people, just to kind of see what it would be to, what kind of, how does pricing even work for that, right? I don't even know how that even works, right? So I got to figure that out. Then of course, where are you going to shoot your special at? My thing is, my specials are going to be weird. Like, they're going to be like unique. Like, people are going to be like, yo, this is like different. Like, it's not going to be some fancy backdrop and McDonald's French fry lights. It's going to be something where, so what I'm doing is, or at least one of my goals is I want to shoot a special I want to shoot my specials at critical locations in my comedy career, So for example, when I was in Camp Blue Ridge, right? So like, part of my story is, I didn't know that I could even do jokes, let alone talk, and one of the specials that influenced me the most growing up was Martin Lawrence, You So Crazy. Because I memorized that special, and I could say it so I could recite that whole special cadence for cadence, like from start to finish, without one stutter, and when I was at camp, I went to a Christian summer camp, in Virginia, and I I kept my cabin up at night by basically reciting the whole special. Like, they were laughing. And then the counselor came in and was like, "Hey man, what's so funny?" He's like, and they were like, "Yo, Dre, man, Dre's killing us, man. He's doing the Martin Lawrence You So Crazy special." And my counselor was like, "Well, it's late, so I want y'all all to come out in the middle of the lobby, and he has to do the special for me and us. And if I don't laugh, y'all niggas is running." So, long story short, I did the jokes, made everybody laugh. We didn't have to run. So that to me is one of the things where that's where I found out that I could actually talk and make people laugh. Even though it wasn't my material, that's where I found out I could actually talk and make people laugh. So I know one special I want to shoot at Camp Blue Ridge, and I want to shoot it at the Campfire Bowl or at the rodeo spot. I don't know yet, but see, I have ideas like that, right? So I got to flesh out where I want to shoot my specials, what the titles are going to be. So really I have to kind of start, I guess, I have to start like a questionnaire, right? I think that's the goal, right? Is to start a questionnaire where I basically go through and just answer all my, see, I'm taking the system engineering approach to this. This is what I do. I'm a system engineer. I'm a system engineer for my day job, right? So I go through and I ask a whole lot of questions and I make sure I answer all these questions. And that's the first step to having a successful product, right? Is you have to know what the fuck you're designing, right? So I'm designing specials. So first, I'm gonna start off with a questionnaire to just kind of figure out what direction I want to go in and answer all those tough questions, and then start to execute. So that's my long-term goal. So I need to probably break that down into shorter term goals, but I need to first come up with a questionnaire, ask all those hard, tough questions, and just really figure out how I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do, So I would say I'm slightly on track. Like I said, I have I have the tools, I have the talent. Now I just have to organize and sell people on what I'm trying to do, and then put together a plan and then execute that plan. So Albert said, to each their own, don't forget to live life. Oh, yeah, of course. Always. Okay. What else, man? So other goal I had, so my medium term goal was to get booked on a cruise ship by the end of the year. So this goal, it has gotten revised, right? I had to revise this goal. Because I actually know what I need to do, right? I need to have 3 90-minute sets, one clean, one dirty, one different. And I need to have those all recorded. And then I need to contact an agent and say, "Hey, look, I got to contact the agent and I have to let them know, look, I'm trying to get booked. Here's my tape. Where do I audition? Where do I go?" Right? I have a list of agents already, but I don't want to contact them if you don't have everything you need. You know what I'm saying? So, right now, I would say that I had to revise that plan. Also, another thing too is, I can control getting booked to some extent, but at the end of the day, they have to like me, So I can have killer material, have all the clean stuff, have everything they want, but they might not be looking for somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to revise my goal to basically put myself in a position to where if I can get booked, I have all the goods already available, So what I need to do, I need to probably have a more detailed schedule. Well, I need to have a detailed schedule for how I'm going to collect my footage, right? So I need to book gigs that will let me do 30 minutes, right? So for example, this past weekend I did Black House. I did 20 minutes. I was supposed to do 30 at the I was originally supposed to do 20, right? I was supposed to do 20, but then when I pulled up, they said do 30. And I have way more than 30 minutes of material. But what people don't realize is comedy is a muscle, you know what I'm saying? So when you got to get up in front of people for 30 minutes, it's a whole different muscle, you know? So my brain got tired at like 21 minutes because like I'm reading the room, doing jokes, reading the room, doing jokes, you know? And when you do 30, it's like you want to be doing that consistently. So I know a few places where I can get up and do 30. So I guess got to plan those out on my calendar, right? I have to plan out the dates when I'm going to do my 30s. And then I just have to capture it on camera, on film. I say film, on my phone or whatever, like nice, high quality footage I can get. Like I said, I have to have a clean set. I got to have a dirty set, and I got to have a different set, you know? And then once I do that, now I can start to hit up these agents. But I already got the list of agents. And I just have to make sure that I have a portfolio ready to submit to them. So if you're looking at the calendar, or I'm looking at the calendar, my goal is to be ready to submit by November, right? So that means that I have to have I have to have like 90 minutes of material total, and I have to have been getting up and working out multiple times, like, you know, not just, I have to get up and work out 30 minutes multiple times in 30-minute increments, right? So I would say I have to have all that done by November of this year if I want to have a legitimate shot at getting booked. Now, what I could do, I could also just call up the agents and just double check, right? That's probably a better short-term goal too, is to call up the agents and just kind of introduce myself and ask them for what exactly they need, because there might be an agent that might be like, you know what? Nah, I don't need that from you. All I need is this. But you still got to have like an hour and a half of material. So I wouldn't feel comfortable booking a gig on a cruise line without 90 minutes of material. That's just me. So that's that. And then I wanted to get past another goal. Another goal I had for this year was to get past at the Laugh Factory. So what have I done to meet that goal? I've auditioned. I went to the audition mic at least once a month. There was I think last month, I think I went like 4 times. I think I went every week for 1 month. I met the booker. I know I've been who the bookers were, but the bookers changed, man. They changed like the rain, or they changed like the weather there. So the bookers know who I am. They know I'm funny, but like the last 2 times I did the audition mic, I got laughs. I had a solid bit, or I had a solid little 2 minutes or whatever. And the booker, when I went up to him to get notes, he was always like, you know, he never said like, he kept saying the same thing. Like, he looked at his notes and was like, yeah, he said, man, you're funny. You know, you have good stage presence, you know, you have good chops, you know, we just want to see you more. Right. So I'm playing the long game. Right. So they want me to play the long game with them. So I just got to keep showing up. And once they know who I am, I'll probably be in the rotation for other shows that they have at the Laugh Factory. So that's where I'm at with that. Right. So I feel like I'm on track with stand-up comedy as a whole. So moving on, and I got to kind of make progress because I have a lot of stuff to talk about. Acting, right? So in December of 22, I said my acting goals. I said my long-term goal was to book a guest star or a recurring role in a series or a movie. Then I said my medium-term goal was to go to 3 commercial auditions and 3 acting auditions. And short-term goals were question mark, right? So let me see where I'm at with that. So for acting, what did I do, right? So when it comes to booking a recurring role, I've updated my actors' information online. I need to edit my reel from my previous class that I took. I took an on-camera class. So I have to edit that reel. And I don't even know how to even do that. Like, that's a whole different, like, there's a certain way you're supposed to do it. So I got to figure that out. That's probably a short-term goal right there, right? Then I have to also book my on-camera acting class for April. So my goal is to do a on class, or to do a I want to do that on-camera acting class 3 times this year. Right? And that's not a goal. That's just something that I need to do personally, you know, because I feel like when I was doing the on-camera class, I learned how to talk with the camera and the crew. I already know how to break down a script, you know, so if you give me a script, I can break it up and chop it up. I know what they're looking for. But I say so December, August. So I want to do these classes in December, August, and in April. Right? So I got to get that all squared away. And then there's another class I want to take too that I got referred to by somebody else. So I want to get on that. So right now, I would say when it comes to acting, I'm bullshitting right now. You know, there's a lot of meat on the bone. There's a lot of shit I can be doing for that. Excuse me. All right. What else? So for the whole go to 3 acting auditions and 3 commercial auditions, 2 on camera, 1 in person. So I would say in that area, I'm bullshitting as well too. You know, all I've done is I've actually helped someone audition for. I've helped someone audition for an on-camera audition, and what I found out is I know more than I think I know. You know, I'm not saying that I'm this or that, but the person I worked with, they got the script, they just memorized the lines, and they did them in front of the camera. But when I actually got the script and broke down the script and like what really was going on, the audition came out totally different. They were like, "Oh, I didn't even see all this. Oh, and then they were like, "Oh, I can make different choices. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I can do that." Right? So, I just need to figure out how to get online acting auditions. Like, I don't have an agent or anything, you know. So, yeah. So I need to reach out to my contact, and I need to figure out how they get on camera audition, because I know they have representation, so their agent is always giving them stuff, you know. So how do I find those and get those, right? So I can actually go submit, right? My goal is, like I said, is to do 2 on camera. It's to do 2. So when I say on camera, I mean virtually, right? Like you can do it, like you can just go record it at home and then send it in. So I want to do 2 on camera auditions, and I want to do 1 like in person one. That's what I want to do for the acting audition part. Now the commercial auditions, I need to talk to someone that I know, people that have done commercials. But the one thing I have done, which I would say I'm on track for this area, is I have submitted to 3 commercial auditions, right? I've submitted as of last night. I did it like last minute. So I got it in, so it counts. I'm taking credit for it. But I got an email for Buffalo Bills. It's Buffalo Bills fans. It's a Buffalo Bills commercial. I don't know if it's a Bills commercial. I think it's an NFL commercial or whatever, but they said that the 3 roles I submitted for, I think 1 was to actually be like the talent of the commercial, and then 2 were to like be background. So I submitted for all 3 of those. So hopefully, you know, hopefully I get called in for an audition, or if I get picked, then my goal for that would be done for the year, right? Like if I actually shoot a commercial this year, I can take credit for the commercial audition one, because we audition to get roles, right? So if I get the role, there's no more auditioning that needs to be done, right? So that's that. So we'll see how that turns out. So overall, I would say with acting, I'm kind of bullshitting. I can do better. Now writing, I'm bullshitting all across the board when it comes to writing. And when I say writing, I don't mean jokes. I mean like writing a pilot or writing a series or writing a movie, right? So my long-term goal for writing was to write and shop a pilot or a movie, and or a movie. That's a vague goal. I want to have, like, my goal is to have my shit printed out to where I can go into a meeting with a presentation and, wow whoever's in the meeting to buy what I want to sell, because you can have a great script, but if you can't sell the bitch, it don't matter, right? So there's having a great script, and then there's like knowing how to pitch it, right? So those are two different things. So my medium-term goal for writing was to come up with a log line and a pilot for a movie. Short-term goal was question mark. So yeah, I was bullshitting in that area. So what have I done, right? I've done nothing in either category. So what I need to do is I need to come up with 20 log lines. So here's the thing, right? My end of the year goal is to have a solid log line for a series and a movie, right? So the end of the year goal is to have 2 log lines, one for a series, or one for a pilot, and then one for a movie. And I could sit back and just say, you know what? On December 20th, I'm going to start to do the work. I could say on December 20th, hey, I'm going to start. That's when I'm actually going to start to do the work. But then, that's bullshit, right? So what I'm doing is, I kind of like thought about this and worked backwards. So I need to come up with 20 log lines by the end of August. And then I want to start narrowing those down by half each month, right? Like, I really want to have a solid log line for a pilot and a movie by the end of the year. Like, because I'm going to commit to this shit, right? Because I want to make sure that my log line is bulletproof, right? Because a lot of people say, oh, don't worry about that, just jump in and start writing. Well, yeah, you can do that, but then when you get to act 2, that act 2 is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So and a lot of people, if you don't like really think about your log line and then really think about your outline, when you get to act 2, that shit gonna be trash. And then why do all that work to just go throw it away? You know what I mean? So the goal is to have 2 log lines for a pilot and a movie by the end of the year, and I'm gonna have my max number of log lines by the end of August, right? I want to have 20 log lines that I'm kind of going through and sorting through, right? I want to build up to August to have all the log lines that I think I want, and then kind of just start narrowing them down to which ones are going to be the best ones by the end of the year. So that's that goal. And then my goal for my for this podcast, even though I'm consistently, putting out a new episode every week, I'm bullshitting with this podcast, man. I can do way more, like the end goal is to eat and feed off of this podcast. Like this is my manna, right? Like this podcast has to be my manna. Like I don't want to have to, like, long term, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years from now, I want to be able to be like, yo, I paid all my bills with this podcast. I paid all my bills with this shit, So with that being said, my one goal I had was to create a system to promote this podcast consistently. Haven't done that yet, right? So I need to come up with a plan by the end of March on how exactly I'm going to market this podcast to get viewership up. Or you know what? End of the day, yeah, you do want to get views, but it's like I'm not doing anything to get views if there are views to be had. So I need to basically maximize that by putting by actually putting this out here and like marketing it a little better, or marketing it at all. Because right now I'm not even marketing this podcast. It's just out there. It's all word of mouth. I still need to come up with a YouTube channel trailer. I I've not done any work when it comes to coming up with a YouTube channel trailer or a trailer for this YouTube channel. So by the end of March, I need to watch 10 YouTube trailers and kind of get an idea of like how I'm going to do my YouTube trailer. Because I want it to be real clear. I want it to be concise. And I want it to I want people to know within the first 2 seconds when they come to my channel what they're going to get. Right? Like I shouldn't have to explain what my podcast is about at the beginning of every podcast. Then what else? Like I wanted to do, or like I want to do a mashup episode where I show where this podcast has come from. So I need to collect and organize and chop up all my clips. I need to chop up the funny moments. I need to chop up the shitty moments. I need to like, you know, create a folder of just bad, right? And just put all the bad shit in one folder, right? Then put all the come on Dre's in another folder, you know, because, you know, when I stutter, I say, come on, Dre. So I need to find all those come on Dre's and get all those lined up. Maybe make those YouTube shorts, you know, that's an idea. But just to see the progression, right? I'm all about the progression of the channel, right? And right now I feel like I'm kind of at a, I feel like I've kind of plateaued, right? Like I have not progressed anymore, right? Like the Iron Man suit in every movie, it progresses, right? Every year I've progressed to something else, you know? So I need to make more strides to progress this channel or to progress the quality of what I'm doing a little bit more. Let me get a sip of this water, man. I'm doing a lot of goddamn talking right now. What else? Oh yeah, this is another goal that it's kind of new, but it's something that needs to be done. Is I need to have a new tech thing goal, right? A new techie thing goal, right? So what do I mean by a tech thing goal or a new tech goal? If you look at all my videos in the past, you might see like little upgrades, right? Like for example, the banner at the bottom, right? You know, AT is where it's at on most forms of social media. So make sure y'all follow me, you know, but that was one thing I had to learn how to do. Right. Then what else was like a tech thing that I did? Like learning how to get the chats that you're looking at right now in here was like a little tech thing, right? If you look at my other videos in the past, you don't see no moving background, right? So I learned how to do that as of recent, right? So every month I want to have like a new tech thing that I do to like forward the progress of this channel, because we're in the age right now with social media and YouTube and all this stuff. You can read books and go to class online and do all this training all you want, but at the end of the day, you got to play with this shit. Like you got to play with it and say, look, I want to do this. How do I do that? And then go read up on how to go do that shit and then go do it. But if you sit around and read and try to do this and try to do that, you're not going to learn, like, you're not going to really be building anything. You know what I'm saying? So, one goal I would say for next month, one tech goal for next month for me would be to, I want to learn how to get my mouse cursor or to get something I can point with, right? Because right now, the way I point to shit is like this. I point. So I got to know how to point. See, I'm pointing to this is the Twitch chat. This is the YouTube, but I want to do this shit with my mouse. You know what I mean? And right now I'm not using the right window capture. I think right now I'm using so there's window capture and then there's display capture, right? And then the way if you want to get the cursor up on your screen, you got to use this one capture, and it's confusing as hell because you get like 1,000 windows in one, and it's the same window, and I don't know how to do that. So I have a friend of mine that said he's gonna show me some shit. So that's gonna be my goal for next month, is to know how to point to shit. So by next month, I'm not gonna be pointing like this. All right, I'm gonna be pointing with the mouse. All right, so that's gonna be that. What else did I do? Another thing I learned how to do was I learned how to connect my phone to OBS and I learned how to show you on my screen, right? So that's what I mean by tech goals, right? So at the end of the day, I want to say, you know what do I want to do to make my podcast better? And then I'm going to go do that shit. So next month, I'm going to learn how to point to shit without my finger. All right. So boom, we got that down. Then what else? Yeah, I gotta figure out how to really dive into Twitch. So I haven't really played around with Twitch a whole lot. So when I talk to my one friend who's like a Twitch, like he's more experienced with Twitch than I am. But the thing with Twitch is you got to interact with other people. That's the thing you got to do. Like you have to watch. That's why Twitch is dope, because the more you watch other people's shit, the more they'll watch your shit. You know, it's just the infrastructure and the ecosystem of Twitch. It's a community where if you give, it feeds back. You know, it's not just about posting content, but it's about interacting with other people, you know? So I got to just play around with that and start, like, I got to find out, like, I want to know who the top 10 Twitch people are. And not just that, I want to see like, hey, are there people that do things on Twitch that I like, you know, and then kind of vibe with them and see where they go, you know? So that's that. And then another goal, I need to probably create a sheet or like a spreadsheet of a list of all the tech things I want to do month to month, or my monthly tech goals for this YouTube or this podcast. Like I want to get away from iMovie, you know, like I use iMovie way too much. iMovie is trash, you know, and the process just is real clunky, right? I want to be able to optimize my process so I can just kind of streamline everything down. So, you know, when I shoot an episode, right, I take about an hour to shoot my episode. And then after that, I want to be able to say, you know what, in 20 minutes, I can do all my post-production, all my other shit, and be done with it. Right now, it takes me like a little bit of time because I do it in pieces. So I want to get away from iMovie. I want to look at different options. So that's something that I have to look at moving forward. So that's that. Yeah, before I go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff like the old people say. But what else we got here? So, reading goals, right? Okay, reading. Yeah. So my goals for reading were long-term goal for reading real short is to read 600 words per minute with full comprehension. Right now I'm like at 350-ish words per minute with full comprehension. So I guess my medium term goal is to read 400 words per minute, full comprehension. I'm bullshit in that category because I have not touched a book since the new year. Yeah. And I got the reading. I got the tools. I got the knowledge. I just got to put it into practice more, you know? So, I got to get back to my Hardy Boy books and reading the bullshit I don't understand the way I'm supposed to read so I can learn how to read, right? That's the thing with reading, right? Is if you want to read faster, find books that you don't care about. Find some shit that you're not going to care about, like, because if you find some shit that you care about, you will stop to try to understand it, and it's going to defeat the process of learning how to read faster, right? Like when you learn something new, you have to take 10 steps back, right? Like when I learned how to, when I learned how to type, I used to type with one finger, but then when I was in high school, we had to learn home keys, right? We had to learn home keys, and then we had to do the shit real slow, and it seemed slow, but then when you picked up the pace, you know, this is way more efficient than doing this shit, you know? So reading is the same way, you know, if you read one word at a time, you know, you can probably read a whole lot faster, but you're not exposing your mind to do that, right? So I have to just be more consistent with that. I think that a goal would be one Hardy Boy book a month, right? That should be the goal, right? One Hardy Boy book a month. And then if I'm reading fast enough, you might be able to knock out 2 of them bitches in a month. You know what I mean? So got to do that. Then my fitness goal was my long-term fitness goal It was real vague. I said I wanted to get back down to my college weight, which is like 155, in between 150 and 160, and to double my strength. Right? That's vague as shit. That's not a smart goal. That's a very ambiguous goal. And then my medium term goal was to complete the current V-taper program 4 times. Right? So with fitness, let's see. So long term goal of getting down between 150 and 160. I gotta probably change up my diet. Gotta change up my diet, man. You know, I really have to become almost like a nutritionist to find out exactly how I carry my weight and what I can and can't eat, what I gotta stay away from. But my V-taper system is like, that workout is like no joke, man. It's like, it's a 12-week program. I'm gonna do it 3 times. What, 3 times? I'm gonna do it 4 times this year. Right now I should have finished 1 cycle of the V-taper program, because we're 12 weeks into the year already. So I should have finished that already, but I haven't. The only thing about that program is it works well when there's nobody in the gym, right? But when you live in LA and you go to the gym at 5 p.m., it's impossible to get on it's impossible to get on certain things. So I have to either probably get up really early or just be prepared to be in the gym for 2.5 hours or more. So I have to figure that part out, you know. But or better yet, just complete what I can complete, and then if the machines aren't open, then we just keep it moving, you know. And try to just get through the whole program, you know. So my weight goal for benching, right? I had a vague strength goal, but my goal is by the end of the year, medium term goal is I want to be able to incline, decline, and flat bench 245 plates on both sides 5 times, right? So if you do the math, that's what 45 times 2, that's 90 times 2 is 180 plus the bar is what, 45, that's what, 225. So my goal is to rep 225 5 times, flat, decline. Oh, didn't mean to do that. That was probably, like, you guys probably heard that, sorry. But it's the decline, incline, and flat bench 245 5 times by the end of the year, you know. Like, I was never able to dunk a basketball, but damn it, I'm going to be able to put up these 45 plates, man. I'm gonna be able to put these. I'm gonna be able to put these up, right? That's how I'm gonna channel that undunkable energy into bench press energy. That's what I'm gonna do, right? I was never able to dunk a basketball. What else? So that's it for the fitness goals. So I would say that I'm kind of bullshitting with that. I got more work to do with that, you know. And with all these goals, I should probably like outline these a little better and be more specific with the goals. So that's something else I'm going to do. I'm going to probably take this and really detail everything out so it's more specific. My DFS goals, right? So DFS goals, long-term goal is to have 32 in the bag by 27. What does that mean? That means I want to basically be well off to the point to where I could live off of my winnings from the year 2032 and on by the year 2027, right? Like, I'm gonna figure this shit out, you know. So I'm gonna do that. That's my long-term goal. Now when you're writing goals out, is, hey, what is it, a SMART goal? How can you measure that? You know, what are the particulars? What are the numbers? I gotta dive in more on that. My medium term goal is to win at least 1 tournament this year with a comma in it, right? So at least 1 tournament with 1 comma means at the very least I want to win $1,000 in a single tournament. Right now I have not won 1. So I'm getting close. But no Cuban. And a short-term goal could be to win $100 by tonight, to win at least $100 by tonight, you know? And with that being said, we can now transition to the DFS portion of the show and then loop back to the other things I have to accomplish. So let's go ahead and talk some DFS right quick. I know it's March Madness. You know what's funny? I used to always do the March Madness brackets, and I didn't fill one out this year, man. Like, I didn't fill one out because I look at the prize money, man. Like, I think the most you can win. It's kind of loud outside. I think it's a plane, or that's a chopper. Yeah, they're looking for somebody. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Yeah, they looking for somebody. They looking for somebody out there. But now, what am I talking about? Yeah, so, yeah, I don't do March Madness. So I'm not gonna say I don't do them anymore, but I didn't find I didn't have the urgency to do one this year because I looked at the prizes and I'm like, $5,000. I'm like, motherfucker, if I fill this whole bracket out correctly, you gonna give me more than motherfucking $5,000, man. I'm not filling out. I'm not wasting my time. Like back in the day, I used to flip coins and do combinations and do combinatronics on this shit. I would try to figure all this shit out, and I would do all this work just to have my bracket get busted. But then when you look at the prize, it's like, man, you don't win shit. I'm like, look, if I fill out all these teams, if I win, fuck filling out. If I win, $5,000 is not worth my time filling that bracket out. Sorry, all right. I like to, like, I'll win that. Like, I'd rather do that in DraftKings, right? I can win 5K in DraftKings doing NBA tiers, right? Just by picking 6 players alone. So to me, it's like, why hasn't DraftKings come up with a like that? So DraftKings does have, you know, they have like the Captain Showdown mode and the traditional daily fantasy sports for fantasy college basketball hoops. But what they don't have is a bracket, man. DraftKings needs to do a fucking bracket, right? If DraftKings did a bracket and people were playing for $1 million, I guarantee you, people will put $20 up to win $1 million. So, anywho, I'm getting off topic. Let me go ahead and talk about what I'm going to talk about right quick. So, where are we at? Let me go and pull up. I gotta pull up my Line Star app to see who I'm going to mess with today. Right? Okay, unable to connect to server. Retry. There, yeah. What the fuck? Okay, there we go. Today's the 17th, and then we are looking at. Let me go ahead and plug in the. Let me get hooked up so you guys can see my computer screen or my phone screen. The window capture. Let me actually do this first. I gotta sorry, I gotta open up this QuickTime. Then I gotta go to new movie recording. And I gotta go to window capture. And now you guys can see what I see. See how easy that was? See how easy that was? Okay, window capture. Here we go. There we go. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see all the data minus the ads. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of this, right? So here we go. Yeah, this helicopter is still hovering above, man. I hope this motherfucker not in my apartment, you know? So today we're doing the 8 pick'em, right? So if I win this tournament today, top prize gets $750, right? So my goal is to at least get 100. So here we go, tier 6. That noise is pretty loud. It's getting on my nerves. Okay, maybe y'all can't hear it, but I can hear, like, it sounds like a fan or something's on in the background, but it's not me. Let me make sure my sound is okay, because I'm real funny about my sound. Let me just double check something right quick. Make sure my sound is good. Okay, cool. And we're back. So for today, I think who did I pick for today? Let me see. So Darius Garland, let's look at his March 15th, March 17th data. I'm playing the competition. That's what I'm doing today. I gotta come up with a better name for it, but March 15th, he was in the yellow. March 17th, today he's in the green. So if you look at the last time that combination happened, it was March 4th and March 6th. So March 4th, he was 40, went up 4 points. Am I willing to take a risk on Darius Garland putting up 28 points today? Nah, not really. No Darius Garland for me. Kyle Kuzma, let's see what Kuz is going to do. Kuz, when he comes back off of rest, right? That's what that means. When you see double zero or a green zero and the blue zero, that means that he was resting. So when he comes back from rest, he put up 35 on the 7th. Back from rest in the yellow, put up 50. Is there any data when he came back from rest and went to red? Let me see if there's any data like that. And there is. Okay. He came back from rest. He came back from rest on the 27th of November and put up 48. Or he put up 10 more than the projected. And that's it. So let me see. 10 more than the projected. Okay. I could take 48 from Kuz. So I like Kuz. Let's take a look at Clay. Let's see. Red green. See the red green combination. Red green 15th. Okay, 24. So last time he went from red to green. That was on February 1st and 2nd. Then he rested. That doesn't count. Red to green. Okay, this is looking pretty interesting. Every time he goes from red to green, he sat out. Look at that shit. Every time he goes from red to green, he sat out. Except for, here we go. No, I got to go all the way back to November 11th and 13th. So he roughly doubled his value, roughly doubled his numbers. So roughly a rough double. Okay, looking at about 48 there too from Clay. Okay, I can see 48 coming from Clay. So that's okay. That's a toss up between Clay and Kyle Kuzma. Let's take a look at Jaren Jackson right quick. Jaren Jackson, green to red. Let me see, green to red. Oh, look at that shit. From green to red on February 23rd to 25th, he went down. Like his numbers pretty much did a reversal. He went from 41 to 14. That's like a quarter of, yeah. So let me see where he was at. Yeah. So I'm not messing with Jaren Jackson today. I think he might get you 17 points today. So I'm not messing with that. Then we got Kevin Porter Jr. Let's see what Kevin Porter did. Okay. Green to red. Okay. Okay. 48. So let's see. Green to red. Last time he went from green to red, what happened? Okay, he matched it. Okay, so 48, 49, December 31st and January 2nd. So up 1 point. I think Kevin Porter it is. I think I'm going with Kevin Porter, man. Because everyone else is getting me 48. I can see him get me 49. Then we got Desmond Banyang. Desmond Banyang. Desmond Banyang. Okay. Let's see, double yellow. He's pretty much matched that. So if you look at it, the last time he went double yellow, it was March 11th and March 13th, 45, 43. So March 15th and 17th, he might put up 21 points again. So I'm not messing with that. Or you could even argue he might fall off, right? They're not going to fall off, but he's not going to put up more. He's not, yeah. So I got him at like 21, 22 points. Then Kelly Oubre. Let's look at green to red. So he went up what 13 points. So 13 from that. Oubre, ooh, Kelly Oubre, can he put up the big 5-0? Ooh, Kelly Oubre with the 50. Kelly Oubre. Should I go Oubre with the 50-pointer? Interesting. Then what else we got? Double red. Let me see. Double red. Went down. I don't trust it because if you look at March 3rd, March 4th, and March 7th, Rudy Gobert went 51, 35, 25. So follow that trend. He's going to go 38, 25, maybe 20. So I'm going to go Kelly Oubre. That's what I'm going to go with. Let me go and open this DraftKings up right quick. Okay, allow. Did not. Oh, DraftKings don't want to let me in the app. Here we go. Let me go ahead and look at this right quick. So, you talking about T? You got the magnifying glass on? Like you looking at the data? Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Kelly Oubre today. I got him getting me 50 points today versus Philly. And then let's take a look at tier 5 right quick. Tier 5. So who we got? We got McCollum. He went yellow green. Let me find the yellow green combination right quick. Yellow green went to rest. Yellow green. He went down. So he went down by a fraction of what, a third? So a third from, yeah, I'm not messing with CJ McCollum today. How about DeJounte Murray? Green to green. Let me see. Green to green, he went down by a factor. He went down by like 6 points. Yeah, I'm not messing with DeJounte Murray. I'll pass on that. Look at D'Angelo Russell. Let's go from green to yellow. See, green to yellow. Okay, up by 10. Okay, 41. Okay, it's looking like D'Angelo Russell or D'Lo's in the lead with like putting up mid 40s. Well, I got him at low 40s. I got him giving me low 40s today. Then Evan Mobley, double yellow. Let me see double yellow. There's a lot of double yellow, so I'm gonna look at double yellow home. See, double yellow home. Oh wow, up by 21. Ooh, look at that. March, look at that. January 20th and 21st, he went from 30 to 51. So is he gonna put up 60-ish? No, but I'll take 50 or more from Mr. Mobley. So he looks like he's in the runnings for 50 or more. You got Jeremy Grant, off a rest to the green. Let me see. Off a rest to the green. Okay, off a rest to the green, 43. Okay, 43 is pretty enticing. But I still like Evan Mobley. I still like Evan Mobley, I think. I'm still with Evan Mobley. And Keldon Johnson. What we got with Keldon Johnson? Here we go. Double red. Find 2 red. The latest double red. He went down 5 points. 35. No, thank you. I will leave that there. And then Jaden Hardy. Who the hell is Jaden Hardy? So these are the motherfuckers you gotta watch, man. Jaden Hardy. His projection is only 13 points, but he's listed in tier 5. Right? I be looking at monkey shit like this. You know, you see the projection from 40, 37. Look at all this, right? All the projections match, right? Or they're pretty much in the same range. You got 40, 37, 35, 35, 30, 30. So watch this motherfucker go off and do some stupid shit. Watch him go off and do some dumb shit, man. Anyway, let me see. Jaden Hardy's a point guard for Dallas. He's playing, I think, because Luka's out, right? So let's see. The overtime doesn't really count. Like, that's one thing I look for is I don't count on overtime. So red to green. Let's see what happens. Red to green. Ooh, look at that fall off. Red to green. You know what? I'm not messing with it. I don't trust it. But watch him put up some shit like 50 points. I'm not fucking with it though. So we gonna go with Evan Mobley. We gonna go with Mobley. That's what we going with. E-Mob. Okay, what else? Who else we got? Now let's go to tier 4. Tier 4. Let's see what's going on with tier 4 right quick. Here we go. Yeah, I gotta wrap this show up soon. I'm almost done. Just be patient. Before I go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff. AT is where it's at on most forms of social media. Follow me. Here we go. Vooch. See what Vooch is gonna do. Vucevic. Vucevic. Here we go. Yellow to yellow. Let's go. Down 4 points. Down 4 points. So I would say maybe high 30s. So I'm not messing with that. DeMar DeRozan. Green to yellow. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. 18 to 39 on February 28th and March 1st. And then 32 to 41 on March 5th and March 8th. So at the minimum, he increased by 9. So I'll take 9 plus 46 to put me in the mid high 50s. So okay, I kind of like that from DeMar DeRozan, but let's see what everyone else is doing. So I got mid to high 50s for DeMar DeRozan. Brandon Ingram. Let's look at he's going green to yellow. Green to yellow. And look at that bullshit. Green to yellow. Down almost 10 points. So I think he's probably going to get you like, what, mid 30s. So I ain't messing with that. Terry Rozier. Red to yellow. Let me see. Red to yellow. Last time he did one red to yellow was February 8th and February 10th. So he went down 1 point. So down 1 point, 38. I'll give him high 30s. I ain't messing with that. Then you got Kristaps Porzingis. Going from yellow to green. Talk to me. Yellow to green. Oh, here we go. Yellow to green. Last time he went up 6 points. Ooh. Okay, he's gonna be low 50s. Okay, low 50s for Kristaps. Low 50s. I can see him getting low 50s tonight. And then you got Bradley Beal. Oh wow, Bradley Beal went off last game, put up 60 fantasy points. So green to yellow. Ooh, green to yellow. I think I know my answer for today. Green to yellow. If you look, he went from 28 to 45. Bradley Beal has gone off in the past. Like, he hasn't been the old Bradley Beal this whole season. So maybe tonight is the night where he turns into old Bradley Beal and does something crazy. Right? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go on a limb and I'm going to say Mr. Beal going to get me 70 points tonight. So we going Bradley Beal tonight. We going real deal with Beal against Cleveland's defense, the number one. Yeah, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go Bradley Beal. That's what we going with. We going with Bradley Beal. The real deal Beal. What else we got? Tier 3, we're almost done. So as you guys know, the tiers, as you go up, get shorter. That's why I start at tier 6, because there's less players to go through. So here we go. So Trae Young, number 1. Let's see. Green to yellow. Ooh, look at Mr. Trae Young. Trae Young went up, what? Gotta do mental math. He went up by 17 points on March 6th and March 8th. So can he put up damn near 70? Maybe. Tonight might be his night. So I got him possibly coming in at 70 tonight. Then you got James Harden. Yellow. So all these yellows, you got to go yellow away, back to back. Ooh, look at that. Last time he went yellow to yellow back to back, or yellow to yellow away back to back, March 2nd, March 4th. Do the math right quick. That's a 17-point increase from March 2nd to March 4th. So up 17, James Harden may put up that 70-80 burger. 70 high, 70-80. So hey, I'm looking at Mr. Harden tonight. Going with that 80 burger. I got James Harden getting me that 80 burger tonight. Then you got Anthony Edwards going from red to yellow. A 4-point bump. What's that? 57 points. Not tonight. I like Anthony Edwards, but not tonight. Anthony Edwards is an old school player, man. Like he's one of them players where it's like, look, if you got a sprained ankle, if you can play, play. But all that load management shit got to go. So I rock with Anthony Edwards, but not tonight. Tonight, I got to go with James Harden so far, putting up that 80 burger. But also, I'm also afraid, too, that since Embiid is the lead or is the favorite to win the MVP of the season, they might just be like, everything goes through Embiid. But that doesn't mean that Harden can't feed him. You know, so I'll take 20 assists from Harden tonight. What else we got? Got Zach LaVine. Green to green. With all these greens, you got to probably go back-to-back green home. No, I'm not messing with that. Let me just look at his back-to-back green. Back-to-back green, he decreases, right? So if you look at March 11th to March 15th, he goes from 55 to 40, down 15, right? Then March 1st to March 3rd, down 8. He's already at 40, so he's probably going to be no more than mid-30s tonight, so I'm not messing with that. And then Donovan Mitchell, yellow to yellow. Yellow to yellow. Last time he went yellow to yellow back-to-back was on March 8th and March 10th. So increase of, 13 points? 13 and 39 is what? 42? No, 52? No, thank you. So I'm going to stick with James Harden. I'm going with James Harden tonight with that 80 burger. It's show out night. Then look at all these questionables, man. Yeah, look at all these questionables, man. So questionable. The one thing I didn't realize is that different teams handle questionables differently. You know, so I was in a chat with one of my fantasy team guys in our group chat, and I think he was saying like the Pacers are the worst at releasing their information on players that are hurt, because some players will wait till the last minute and then not play them. And I forgot the breakdown he had, but it seemed like legit. No, I think he said the Pacers and the Hawks are the worst, but I forgot what teams are the best at it, but it doesn't matter. I'm probably going to be playing it safe. So let's take a look at Mr. Kyrie. So Kyrie is out. They have him putting up 54 points tonight. What does he do after rest in the green? After 3 games of rest, there 40 points. After 1 game of rest, 61. 1 game of rest, 38 in the green. 1 game of rest in the yellow, 46. So yeah, I'm not really messing with Kyrie tonight. Nah, I'm not fooling with Kyrie tonight, man. I'm looking at the green. Yeah, 38. He's probably gonna get like it's not gonna be. I'm not messing with it. It's not gonna be above 40. I can tell you that. Then Dame Lillard. Let's take a look at Dame going from red to green. Down by like a third. So maybe Dame will get you like 40-ish. Then you got Steph Curry, also questionable. Let's see what the comments say. I know you're pissed. Let's get it. Okay, whatever. That's a fan. Here we go. Let's go from green to red. Okay, green to red. Up 11. No, up 20. Up 21. Okay. Oh, Steph might put up an 80 burger tonight. But he's questionable. So an 80 burger. Let's see what that is. And then Jaylen Brown, green to red. Ooh, look at that though. That green to red looks realistic right there. Going from March 5th to March 6th, he went from 50 to 63 points. 50 to 63. A nice 13-point increase, right? So 13 plus 54 is what, 67? That would be nice. But has he ever gotten 3 trophies in a row? And he has. Okay. Even after an overtime game. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably do 2 lineups where I do 1 Steph Curry and then 1 Jaylen Brown. So for right now, we're gonna go ahead and put in Steph. And then we gotta go with Mr. Embiid. Yeah, because okay, Luka's out. Let's go with Embiid, Tatum, and Davis. See what's going on with that. Okay, Embiid playing for the MVP. Okay, we'll see. Look at the comments. Joker team lost like 18 in a row in the last 5 games. He's spiraling out of MVP lead. Embiid can smell the MVP. He's playing dumb hard, blocking everything. I saw another 30 plus real. Okay. Yeah, it's like I said, Embiid gonna eat tonight because he wants to get the MVP, and this might be his only chance of him getting it. So, look at that. He went from, so we're going from yellow to green. So yellow to green, yellow to green, yellow to green, yellow to green. Slight decrease, even with a slight, oh, no. Last time he went yellow to green was December 25th and 27th. He went from 45 to 74, a 30-point increase. Embiid may do some stupid shit tonight and put up 100 points like he did back on November 13th. So you got to go Embiid. I want to see what Harden did on November 13th. That's going to be interesting because that's going to tell me whether I should mess with it. That should tell me whether I should pick Harden or not. So let me go back to Harden in tier 2, I think it was, right? No, tier 3. And what did he do on November 13th? What did he do on November 13th? Yeah, see that shit? He was out. Yeah, damn. That's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. Because Embiid, like I said, like, well, here's the thing, right? Even if he doesn't put up 100 fantasy points, even if he puts up high 60s, he still has a shot of beating Tatum because Tatum, let me see what Tatum is going to do tonight. And Anthony Davis, I can't stand Anthony Davis, man. Because he's just so inconsistent. When he plays good, he's good, man. But when he be out, he be messing up my lineups, man. So look at this Tatum shit right here. See what I'm talking about? The back-to-back yellow on February 27th and March 1st. He went from 36 to 68. Damn near doubled that shit. Almost doubled that shit, right? So Tatum may do something stupid. But Tatum, his ceiling is 72, right? So I gotta hope that Embiid at the very least puts up mid-70s. So he has to have a better game than he had last game, which I think Embiid can do. And then AD, after rest in yellow, see 51, 1 game rest, after rest 41, after rest 48. See, look at that. After rest at home in yellow 48. Yeah, I ain't messing with that. So I'm sticking with Embiid, and that's what it's going to be. So I'm going to do 2 lineups, and I'm going to swap out Curry with Jaylen Brown, and that's going to be my lineup for the day. And first place wins $750. Who knows? I might get 100. I might come in first. I might not win a damn thing. But this is why we play, you know? Because if I get $750 off of this, man, I can do the $5 lineups and I can be in the play to win $5,000. I can then win $5,000, right? That's what you want to do, right? You want to use house money to try to play for the thousands. So that's that. So before we go any further, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend, do all that fun internet stuff, like the old people say. So I can take off my window capture, and now you can see my face again. So what else we got? About to wrap up. I've been talking for a minute. Shit, nigga, I got the raps. Lips getting chapped, voice getting hoarse. I'm starting to sound like Doc Rivers and shit. But it is what it is. So what else do I have? Yeah, so my scriptural, so back to goals right quick. I got 2 more things I gotta talk about. I'm gonna be out. So my scriptural goals, I had goals for the scriptures, right? I wanted to, long-term goal was to complete all the holy scriptures, including the Apocrypha. So, so right now I'm working on the scriptures or whatever. I think I left off with the book of man, it's been like a month since I actually picked up the scriptures, man. So I got to get back on that, because I'm behind schedule. If I keep reading, I can probably finish the Old Testament before the end of the year at the very least, and then go to the New Testament, then go to the Apocrypha, and then look at the Quran. So when it comes to that, I'm bullshitting. And then what else? My goals for machine learning, long term, I need a better long-term goal. Just knowing it inside out is not good enough. But my medium-term goal is to complete 3 courses, or to complete 3 courses from 3 different professors. I think that's still doable by the end of the year. So that's what I'm going to do. The reason why I want to do that is because I can use my machine learning skills to help out with my daily fantasy sports habits. So that's that. Yeah, social media goals. I got a long-term goal. I'm bullshitting with social media. I haven't posted on social media for a minute. Long-term, I want to be able to post consistently across all platforms. So I have to define what consistently means. And then I want to do 1 sketch a week on all platforms, but I don't want to write a sketch and film it. I want to actually have a whole log of sketches already written out. So I need to probably start a log to capture the sketches I want to write, and then start writing them sketches out. So that way I already know what I want to do. Now it's a matter of just how am I going to film it. And then getting with people to, collaborate, like I have to find other people to collab with on these sketches. And then what else? That's also, I guess, my short-term goal, right? Is just to kind of create a spreadsheet or a way to document all my sketches or whatever. So all in all, I would say, I'm bullshitting, Dre. You bullshitting. So I got to pick up the pace, I got to kind of spread out my energies to other areas or whatever. Once I get things cooking in one area, I just got to go to the next, so that's what I got to do. So with all that being said, thank you all for tuning in for the 75th episode of Trippin' with Theobold. Don't forget, AT is where it's at on most forms of social media. So follow me. What do I have coming up? That's right. What do I have coming up? So tonight I'll be in Huntington Beach at the Amazing Comedy Theater working out some of my new material. So I'll be down there working out tonight. And that's pretty much it. So with all that being said, I'm out of here, folks. Peace. Yep. Trippin' with Theobold.
Let's go.
Caliente.
Trippin'. Yep. Trippin'. Trippin'. Trippin' with Theobold.
Trippin' with Theobold.